Hey guys, welcome back to Hatchet's Hooch. I'm Hatchet. We got Johnson and Matt.
Close enough.
Swap them. Matt and Johnson.
Johnson, how's it going, man?
Good, good. Excited.
Good, good. Well, today on Hatchet's Hooch, we got 3 deep.
Word.
Right.
3 deep.
Been a while.
It has been a while.
Been a very long time.
Me and Matt's been doing some reviews, and Johnson's been behind the camera, and he's been getting jealous of all the liquor we're drinking. So he's going to join us here on this Redneck Riviera adventure.
That's right.
What is Redneck Riviera, Matt?
All right. So John Rich, he's a member of Big and Rich, which is a country group.
Country and Western.
Country music, not country and western. Country music. Anyway, this is his branded whiskey.
So he sings and makes liquor.
Apparently.
Okay.
It's a small batch whiskey. What does it say? I think we read this a minute ago. 95% light whiskey aged 2 years, 5% American whiskey aged at least 1 year. And it is bottled in Portland, Oregon, and it is bottled for Redneck Riviera in Nashville, Tennessee.
So, doesn't say distilled in Portland, just says bottled in Portland. This is not a southern whiskey, apparently.
It says, Redneck Riviera whiskey is a full-bodied, delicately smooth spirit, perfect for when you are ready to get down. It's a small batch whiskey with bright notes of vanilla, oak, caramel, and a touch of honey. Enjoy a glass and take a little time to rewind and simplify.
Well, anybody that knows me knows I like to get down. So
Yep.
maybe this is going to be a good whiskey for me. Johnson?
I'm going to have to say, this is obviously what do you call them? A spirits distributor
Okay.
operation. Maybe not.
Well,
but we're going to find out.
to me, this kind of it reminds me of like a Crown Royal. It's a blended whiskey. You have 95% American light whiskey aged 2 years. I don't know what American light whiskey means, but then you have 5% American whiskey aged at 1 year. So a light
Maybe
whiskey
that's
aged
three.
at 2 years.
Maybe that's a 3-year mark.
Yeah, well,
Of time in a barrel. It
but
may
you have a
3
light
years.
2 years and a regular whiskey 1 year.
Well,
So
maybe that's the American white. What is it? The American white oak, or you know, it's like
no,
light white
yeah,
oak. Or,
yeah.
You know.
Being it's a whiskey, it's not a bourbon, so it doesn't have to be brand new barrels. They can reuse
Right.
barrels or whatever. It makes a big difference too whenever you go looking at whiskey and bourbon.
Man, it's got a cork.
You know, with this big Texas star on it, I thought this came from Texas. I thought it was a Texas whiskey, but apparently not. From Portland, Oregon.
But we're gonna figure it out.
You know, the northwest part of America has the biggest living organism in the world, even bigger than the Great Barrier Reef. It's a mycelium mushroom that grows up there with all the rain and stuff that they get in Washington and Oregon.
Really?
Yeah,
That's incredible.
it's pretty cool. So,
Have
they make
found
liquor, too.
a good use for it?
that I don't know. Maybe it's going to eat toxic waste. I don't know. But, Redneck Riviera.
I just looked up the price point, and it was $25.
So that's
So-
not bad. I paid $25 for Bird Dog. That's very comparable to about any whiskey and even some bourbons that you're going to find. So $25 is about normal. Now, this cat singing country music has put his name on this. Let's hope that it...
He put his name on the line, so let's hope it's as good as as you would expect.
Right, yeah. All right, whiskey.
Whiskey.
Okay, so it smells really good.
It does smell.
It smells very sweet.
It says touch of honey, but I kind of get a lot of honey out
Well,
of
I
it.
get vanilla and honey.
I
Vanilla
see
and
why.
honey.
You feel the honey?
And you know, until I got to this bottle, I couldn't place what flavor I was boldly tasting in Taylor. I
Mhm.
think it's honey.
Honey.
I think it's honey.
Could be.
It could be.
Now, there's a lot of alcohol. A lot of
There
heat.
is. It's very, very, very hot.
And it is 80 proof, which is...
It smells. It
Not normal.
smells very hot.
80 proof is about normal for a whiskey or a bourbon. It's the lowest proof that you can go with a bourbon. Did you know that?
I did not know
Yeah.
that.
Ready?
All right, fellas.
We didn't get the clank that he's used to.
I know, we
I'm
gotta
sure,
test
but you
your
gotta be
glasses.
careful with that glass though, because that might shatter.
It's all right. I've been shattered before.
Your
All right.
fingers are You gotta hold the bottom when you do that. That's how Hatchet does it. He makes that big old racket by going.
Let's get this right, because this
Don't
is
break
a test
them.
in
Don't,
progress.
but don't break them.
We're not going to break them.
Oh,
that
there
was
we
nice.
go. There we go.
It was worth it.
Wow.
Hey,
That's good stuff.
that is so much better than I was expecting.
I expected a lot harsher because you
Wow,
could smell
me
the alcohol
too.
burn.
Man.
I switched it around my mouth even, and
Yep.
Okay. There's a bit of alcohol there, a bit, but the caramel flavor just really like flows around in your mouth. I felt there was more caramel than anything in there. And not just a caramel, but like a buttery caramel.
it's that honey.
The honey's kind of making it buttery. Yeah, man, that's great. That's good stuff.
20,
That really
what's it,
is.
25?
$25.
$25.
Oh, man.
$24.95.
It's warm.
$24.99.
You know, you will feel the heat a little bit, but you won't taste the heat.
No,
The heat
No.
will not be in your belly.
the heat
No,
The
was
heat will
not.
be right there in the throat.
I was very
That's
surprised by the
Like
heat.
it. 3
I didn't
wide.
really know how this was going to play out. I bought it kind of on a whim just to see because
Hey, Matty.
I spent a good bit of time walking around looking for what should we try next on Hatchet's Hooch, and I just
Well, here's the way I thought. If there's any guy here in this group that's a big country fan, it's Matt.
it is.
And I kind of felt like Matt probably bought this bottle because of Big and Rich has put their name on it. And
Yeah,
I did not expect
want a
much
little
at
more?
all. I'm good. That's a lot in that
yeah.
glass.
Well, that is.
I did not expect a whole lot out of this bottle.
No.
Um,
I honestly I didn't either, just because 9 times out of 10 they'll put their name on the bottle, and
Whoever
it's-
pays the most to have their name.
exactly.
And wow, I'm very surprised by this. Well, being hot, and I'm hoping that
yeah,
when you
I mean,
ice
this
it,
was
gets,
hot, and it was that smooth.
it was that smooth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really impressive.
Yes.
You know, we talk about Hatchet's Hooch being a working man. Like we try to do reviews
Exactly.
for the working man, and I feel like, well, I mean, it even says it. It says work hard, play hard.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's kind of the epitome of Hatchet's Hooch.
Sure. Yeah.
And the flavor, even hot, the flavor is good.
Yes, and that's something that we're not used to with a bourbon. And like I've explained, 51% or more is what makes a bourbon, and that's where you get a lot of your heat from is the corn.
This is just a whiskey, though.
That's
Right.
It's not a bourbon.
Right.
So you know, you don't know what you really don't know what
You
the
don't know
percentage
what
of
the
your
mash
whiskey
is.
For a whiskey and heat, this is wow.
It really
Like,
It is,
It,
yeah.
it is tough to find a whiskey that is not hot until you finally can take a breath.
And here's the worst
Period.
one.
Look,
I mean,
he's
really.
gonna pull out that.
You slap it on the ice and you let it smolder on there where just a little bit of that water gets on top of that ice, you won't have a better drink than that right there. You can come home from work every day,
Listen,
download
this-
everything in your brain from your day, and you will feel better.
I want to tell you something. This review that we're doing right now has nothing whatsoever to do with Jack Daniels.
Amen.
But
It's all about Redneck Riviera.
what I'm saying is whiskey is known for being harsh.
Mhm.
The
I agree.
alcohol, and
The
this, so far, has blown that away.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
We got a bourbon man drinking whiskey over here. Let me get that. Let me,
Bing. Woohoo! It changed quite a bit.
It really did.
it's healthier. You taste more of the aging process now.
Yes, sir.
I
You
get a
can
little bit more of the wood, of the oak. Get a little bit more oak. A little bit less. Well, a lot.
Way
let me rephrase
less.
that. A lot less burn. A lot less heat.
Yeah.
And also quite a bit less on the sweet undertones that were the honey and vanilla, I think.
Right.
Um,
All right. I feel
Mm.
the heat went
Big
away
difference.
a lot, but there wasn't a lot of heat to begin with.
Mhm.
So the heat's gone. I feel like the flavors are not as sweet. I think you get some of the barrel flavor coming out, the char flavor of the barrels, and being this aged such a short time, you're getting more of that barrel than you would expect.
yeah, because this is a very, very young whiskey.
Right,
Oh,
very young.
really?
But
Really?
I feel like once I iced it down, it was more bitter iced than it was hot. It was
I
more
agree.
sweet hot.
I
That's,
agree.
that's the way I feel.
The sweetness, the
It
sweetness
is,
toned down.
but I mean that it's the flavor palettes. Some you know when you're talking, the more you push into bourbon, the sweeter it gets, and to a point to where the age catches back up, and then it becomes a little. It comes a perfect balance of the flavor, the hues, and the sweetness, and the heat with the aging process, all in one process. This is a 2 year with maybe a 3 year inside a barrel. That which is astounding to me because
Sure.
when it was hot, it was sweet, and full of flavor. The honey, and I'm almost positive well, I think that's what I was tasting was the
Yeah.
honey. It
Yeah.
wasn't that it was sweet, and like as in sugary sweet. It was a a good natural sweetening.
Exactly.
Honey has a natural sweet to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And whenever we put the ice, it's like it completely took on the characteristics of the aging process,
Sure.
which
The oak.
was
Exactly.
definitely.
Yeah. The oak became
It's
the,
totally
the
backwards,
prevalent part of it when
than
it
what
got
it
hot.
usually is.
I really enjoyed this one. I was not expecting a whole lot. Man, this blew my mind.
I mean, you gotta
Yeah.
think. You have women or someone that is not a full blown avid hot whiskey drinker. Okay,
Mhm.
they're gonna roll up to a bar. They're not gonna want that hot barrel taste. They're gonna immediately want to over the ice. Okay, this one right here just may be the one hot drink that
Could
you
be.
can order
Yeah.
For women.
that will be on the sweet side more than it will be on the hot
Sure.
barrel side.
Because when you go to a bar, you don't get an ice down. They give you a shot and that's it, and it's hot. This is
Right.
great, hot.
It is.
I think this is the very first one that I have preferred hot over iced.
I almost agree with you. But it's crazy because I shouldn't. Like
You
I
shouldn't agree?
and I say that because no, and I'm not saying I shouldn't agree with you. I'm saying that in looking back, you never say that you like it hot
No.
better than
No,
cold.
no,
No.
I've never said that I know
Because
of.
typically you add a little bit of water to your liquor and you get a completely different flavor profile that is usually 99% of the time
Mhm.
better than it is with it just straight out of the bottle.
But how many times have we had a blended whiskey other than Crown Royal? Hardly ever. I mean,
Well, that's
this is
true.
blended. It's
Well,
a 2
what
year
about
and a 1
what
year.
about the South Carolina? What about the Southern Crown?
Yeah.
I mean that's a blended
It is.
whiskey.
It is.
I'm sure that there's a couple that we've had that are blended.
Yeah,
But I like this whiskey.
but I've never had
I
it
do
in
too.
better
reverse.
than anything we've had.
I agree. This is good
It's
stuff.
like reverse polarity right here.
It
This
is.
the first.
This is
I
the
think
first.
maybe
I
all
think it's the
three of us.
first. Yeah.
And this was just a random occurrence that we decided this was a 3-man operation.
I don't know why we
So-
decided that, but it worked out because this is a different animal. But all right.
I've not tasted one that wasn't in order of starting out tastes like the aging process, and as soon as you chill it down just a little bit, it's sweet. It's got all the hues and the flavor,
Yeah,
and that's usually what we go.
Right.
We usually
That's-
say as soon as you ice
it's just
it,
as
it has-
opposite. Yeah.
It's the exact opposite.
So
This
that's
is
awesome,
good stuff.
man.
This
Yeah.
is a different animal. I think that everybody needs to go buy.
$25.
$25 you
Not
need to go buy a
bad at
bottle.
all.
Definitely.
This is if you like whiskey and you like to have if you like whiskey and you're not scared of a little bit of heat. There's not a lot. There's a little bit.
This is definitely a working man's drink. I
Yes.
mean, if you're traveling and whatever it is, construction, anything like that, and you're off a distance to where you need a drink to just calm the muscles because you got a whole week's worth of work to go.
Right. Yeah.
And I've been in here and I'm having to bust it, and the man's telling me, give me the time and I'll give you the money, and you have to find a way to make it to the end of that week. Something like this, $25, just might be a way to go.
Are we gonna mix this thing?
I don't think that you would be wrong to mix it.
I don't think
Not at all.
either.
But I
think you could
also
mix it.
feel like judging by how it changed its flavor profile with just adding ice, I don't know if you would want to.
A lot more
Because-
people would appreciate it over ice.
I think that
Without having
with
to
it
mix it.
with it hot, the sweetness was much more prevalent with it hot than when it was
Sure.
iced. I don't know how that'll pair up with a mixer. Be it sweet and sour to make a whiskey sour,
Yeah, I
be
mean,
it
that's
be
probably-
it adding it with Coke or a Sundrop. I don't know how it will change. I don't know how that characteristic is going to change based on the fact that with the ice, I felt like it went down a little.
It's wild. It's like it went. It's completely
It's the opposite of
Because
normal.
normally if you mix a drink, you're gonna mix it cold. You
Yeah,
know,
with
it's gonna
ice,
be
yeah.
over ice and all of the ingredients poured over it.
And then you're going to get a bitter out of it.
Right now, this seems like if you did now, okay, say what is it, a 7 and 7,
Mhm.
which is what a
Seagram 7 and 7 Up.
right.
Replace
Okay,
this with the Seagrams.
so if with hot, you know, Seagram 7, you'd probably find, you know, or the
In hindsight, I don't know. Like, you're adding something
The
that's going to
mix
be
is
sweet.
what I meant.
As long as you're not mixing with soda, with a seltzer water, you
Something
probably
gotta
it's
cool
probably not going to
off,
be a big
dude.
deal because you're going to get additional sweetness out of whatever you mix with. So it may not make a difference.
well, that's true.
However, the difference between it being straight out of the bottle and on ice is night and day. The
It's
sweetness
crazy.
was
It is
much
a
more
huge
prevalent on the hot side as opposed to adding the ice. When the ice was added, it actually got more bitter, which is very strange.
And
it's not
and
bad.
It's
unusual.
not bad. It's still really, really good, and I like it that way.
I
However,
think it would be good to try to mix it in a Coke, in a Sun Drop, and
Well,
see what it look. What
I
it's like.
definitely think Sundrop and this would be incredibly good.
I know it would because
I know.
whiskey and Sun Drop go together.
That's right.
Um,
Now I know a lot of folk out there, you know, you don't have the privilege of Sundrop. You know, I mean, we're
you
running around.
might have to use a Mountain Dew.
Not a squirt.
You
Don't use a
might,
squirt.
but I'm going to promise you that the difference between a Mountain Dew and a Sundrop is daylight and dark.
Yes.
It really is.
It really
it's
is.
a
Really
totally
is.
different animal.
There's a sweetness to Mountain Dew that Sundrop doesn't have. You know, and
The Sun Drop is definitely not as sweet as the Mountain Dew is super
Yeah.
sugared.
Yeah.
But anyway, nonetheless,
But when you got
it would be good.
this bitters down with the ice, the Mountain Dew
It'll-
is going to bring the sweetness back up. So
Exactly.
It might work good.
I
I think we should try to mix it.
I think we should try this
I think
one.
that we
on
will.
mix. I really do. I think it's a good point.
I believe this one was a great whiskey to review.
I think
It
it
really
was too.
just blowed us all away.
I'm still surprised, to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah.
I mean,
I just don't understand how it's even happening that it's running backwards like it is.
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. I agree with work hard, play hard. I agree with
Definitely.
it's $25. It's definitely a budget
Yes.
whiskey.
I mean, you're staying in a hotel, you know, you got to walk all the way down the hall to get ice. You can either have it sweet or you can, with hot, you know, which is basically straight out of the bottle. It's going to be what you want while traveling all the way down the hall to get ice. Or you can travel down the hall, get some ice, and you'll get that barrel flavor back out of it.
Exactly.
Change
when
the
it
way on the
finally-
way there and the way back.
That's right.
That's
Come
right.
Friday, you're going to walk down there and get some ice. It's Friday. I feel good, you know. You're going to go down there, you're going to have an extra cigar or a pack of cigarettes, and, you know, then you're going to head on to town.
So, are we going to recommend to buy this?
Yes,
Yes.
I agree. I think
I
the mint's
definitely-
very, very
I
good
agree.
stuff. It's
I
very
would
good.
spend $25 on this.
Yeah.
No problem.
There's not a bit
No
of there's
question.
not a downside on it. The flavors are all balanced very well. There's nothing too overpowering. There's nothing that takes it off. I mean, it's a whiskey. It's warm. You know, we did say that, but otherwise,
Here in the South, when we've got Kentucky right above us with all the bourbons, we got Tennessee whiskey right beside us, and even North Carolina makes that great moonshine. When you look at something from Portland, Oregon,
you don't know what that means. You really don't know what
we
that
read the
means.
label. we all seriously read the label and laughed.
yeah,
Um,
but good job, guys. I mean, wow.
Yeah.
That's something awesome.
I like the fact that we have a big country artist that put his name
Sure.
on it.
Good,
Because,
yeah.
I
It is
mean,
different.
If he hadn't put his name on it, it would have been a local, and it wouldn't have got out.
and it
to
wouldn't
us.
have got out to us
So
because we would have
obviously,
never. I mean,
yeah.
I did. I bought that because I was like, oh, it's big and rich. We need to buy that. We need to see how it is, see if it's any good.
Sure.
I mean, there's some other brands that we need to buy anyway because they're like Kenny Chesney, and there's a couple other artists that have put their name behind some alcohols, and we need to try them.
If they're not going to be as good as this.
Skull vodka. We might have to fly Ruthie in.
Oh yeah, Skullhead
Now-
vodka.
well.
That's Dan Aykroyd promotes that.
So
I thought that was
That's another story.
Yeah.
yeah.
But anyway, I'm a fan of the Redneck Riviera, man. That's awesome.
I am too, and I like the
Johnson?
name.
Very good.
All right.
Very good. And I'm a man that would drink it straight out of the
Sure.
bottle most of the time.
This is something I could drink all night.
It's
I
easier
It
for
is,
me to drink.
definitely. All right. Mix it, drink it straight, over ice, neat, whatever you want to do. Let us know what you like, what you don't like.
We'll finish it off.
Finish it off. Thanks for joining us on this episode of Hatchet's Hooch, and we'll see you next time.
And we gotta find the controller.
Here it is.
Under the ice. Keep it real.